When the song I Believe I Can Fly first came out, R. Kelly was looked at as a man who made one of the most inspiring songs of all time. Fast forward to today, and he has just been sentenced to 30 years in prison for sex-related crimes. Where did it all go wrong? In December 2000, the Chicago Sun-Times reported that police had made 2 investigations that R. Kelly was having sex with an underage female, but had to drop the investigation due to lack of cooperation by the girls accusing him. A civil suit filed in 1996 by Tiffany Hawkins detailed allegations that starting in 1991, when she was 15, Kelly had sex with her as an underage high school student. He also encouraged her to recruit her school friends and pressured her to engage in group sex with underage girls. In 1998, Kelly settled the lawsuit with Hawkins for $250,000. Around the same time, Kelly had been introduced to singer Aaliyah by her uncle when she was just 12 years old.
I found Leah. As a matter of fact, Barry Hankerson, my manager, who's her uncle, told me to go up to Detroit and hear her sing. Once I got up to Detroit, I didn't have to hear her sing because she was glowing. I knew she had it. As soon as she started singing, that verified it. And from there, we became here, and everything is all good.
During Kelly's 2021 criminal trial for sex trafficking and racketeering, a witness testified that Kelly had made sexual contact with Aaliyah starting when she was just 13 or 14 years old. To make things even creepier, Kelly wrote and produced Aaliyah's first album, which was called Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, in 1994. The same year, Kelly, who was 27, illegally married Aaliyah when she was 15 in a secret ceremony. Kelly's tour manager admitted he facilitated the wedding by obtaining falsified identification for Aaliyah, which listed her as 18 years old. The marriage was annulled in February 1995 at the behest of Aaliyah's family by a Michigan judge. A few years later, on February 3, 2002, a video began circulating allegedly depicting Kelly's sexual abuse of a girl known to be underage. The abuse included Kelly urinating on her. The video was released to an unknown source and sent to the Chicago Sun-Times. The publisher broke the story on February 8, 2002, the same day Kelly performed the opening ceremony of the 2002 Olympics. On June 6, 2002, Kelly was arrested by the Miami Police Department on a Chicago arrest warrant at his Florida vacation home. He was released after one night in jail after posting bail of $750,000. The alleged victim refused to testify at trial, and a Chicago jury found Kelly not guilty. In July 2017, Kelly was accused by 3 sets of parents of holding their daughters in an abusive cult. Kelly was again accused of misconduct in April 2018 by a former partner who claimed that Kelly intentionally infected her with an STD. In May 2018, the Women of Color branch of the Time's Up movement called for a boycott of Kelly's music and performances over the many allegations against him. The boycott was accompanied by a social media campaign called Mute R. Kelly. The same month, Spotify announced that it was going to stop promoting or recommending music by Kelly. 2 days later, Apple Music and Pandora also announced that they will no longer be featuring or promoting R. Kelly's music. Spotify received criticism from the music industry, who expressed worries of a slippery slope of muting artists. Since R. Kelly had not actually been convicted of any crime, Spotify ultimately reversed this decision following backlash. In early January 2019, Kelly was dropped from RCA Records following the airing of Surviving R. Kelly, which detailed numerous sexual assault allegations against the singer for decades. On February 22, 2019, the Cook County State's Attorney's Office in Illinois charged Kelly with 10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse. The charges allege that from 1998 to 2010, Kelly sexually abused 4 females, 3 of whom were teen minors at the time, with evidence including a video of an alleged new crime. Kelly turned himself in the day the charges were announced. The judge set bond at $1 million and ordered Kelly to not have any contact with minors under the age of 18. He was released on bail after spending 3 nights in jail. On March 2019, Gayle King interviewed Kelly. He insisted on his innocence and blamed social media for the allegations. During the interview, Kelly had an emotional outburst where he stood up, pounded his chest, and yelled. On July 2019, Kelly was arrested on federal charges alleging sex crimes and obstruction of justice by U.S. Homeland Security investigators. His federal trial began on August 18, 2021. The first witness called was Jerhonda Pace, who was in Surviving R. Kelly. She was the first of any of Kelly's accusers to have ever testified against him. In total, 11 witnesses at Kelly's trial accused him of abuse, either sexual or physical. 2 accusers were men, alleging Kelly had abused them as children. After a 6-week trial, including 2 days of deliberations, on September 27, 2021, the jury returned with a verdict of guilty on all charges. Kelly faced a sentencing range of 10 years to life in prison, and on June 29, he was sentenced to spend 30 years behind bars. Kelly's lawyer said he was devastated by his sentence but would appeal.
Well, I mean, obviously he's devastated. 30 years in prison is like a life sentence for him, but at the same time, we knew the government was asking for 25 years. We were prepared for what the judge might impose, so it didn't come as a great big surprise. We were prepared for it, and we are now prepared to fight this appeal. For us, it's just the beginning of the fight, frankly. So we were prepared going in for today, and he's doing okay with it despite it being crazy.
Now, one thing that's interesting about this is that his lawyer is Jennifer Ann Bonjean, and she actually helped overturn Bill Cosby's conviction. So even though he got sentenced, it's not over yet. Celebrities rarely pay for their crimes, so let's see what happens. Kelly has been dodging bullets for years, and they may have finally caught up to him. I mean, it's totally insane that he's just now paying for his crimes, but as they say, better late than never. But let me know your thoughts on the whole situation. Drop a comment down below and remember to like and subscribe.